Hello, this is Katie, and a few days ago I shared a video of me unboxing my Relax and Craft subscription box, and I have ventured into my box and I've made a few pieces, and I absolutely love these earrings. They are so simple yet so effective with these really large closed jump rings, these gorgeous little framed hoops. Really simple, just popping a jump ring onto another jump ring to fasten, but using all the different beads that I got in the box to create sort of movement, sound as well. Can you hear that? Yeah. So, and I'm going to show you how to make these, and I've also made a necklace as well. So I am going to show you how to make the earrings in this video, and I'm not going to go through the whole necklace because it's very similar to this, but in a separate video I'm just going to show you how to make this little finishing off of this necklace. So the necklace is made very similar, it's just got knots. So, and I've just popped them on all randomly. The only thing you need to do with a necklace is make sure all your strands are the same length. So, but I'm going to leave that for another video. So just moving this one out of the way. So we're going to take a look at the earring that I've already made. So I've got the other one. These are the gemstones that and wooden beads that I'm going to use, and I've left all the beads out that I haven't used yet. So I'm still going to have all of these beads left from that box, which I just think is amazing value. So I've got sort of almost, well, probably about a whole strand and a quarter of a strand left of amethyst, the beautiful sandalwood beads. I've got almost half a strand left of that one, and I've got a few of the citrine frosted nuggets, and I've still got, there is lots more of my findings over here, but these are ready for the other earring. So I've already pre-threaded my gemstones onto my cord. So it's an 8mm braided cord, and I've pre-threaded my gemstones on. On this one, you can put as few or as many as you want on. On this one, I've got 7 sets, and each one of those has got 2 gemstones on. So I have put on 14 gemstones, just random. Just pick them straight off the strands, just nice and random, mixed, just so that, you know, it's not entirely going to match, but we're going to try and get the lengths around about right. I'm not too bothered about them being the perfect length either side, because you're never going to see them next to each other. So the thread is still on my reel, and I'm just going to work as I go. We are just going to be working in knots and tying a knot at either side on this one, either side of the gemstone. You could just tie a knot at the bottom, it's up to you, but I just thought it looked quite nice and effective, and it really kind of matches the necklace as well when you've got a knot on either side for those. So another little thing, where is it gone? Here it is. This came with my box this month. So obviously you don't need the actual box. You can do this with your own stash, but the box is really handy because it gives you everything you need. This is a big eye needle. I know it's a bit bent out, but it's lasting really, really well. So it's just got a bigger eye so that you can thread that onto your cord, and then you can thread your gemstones on so much easier. It's a lifesaver. So do not, if you have got one of these, do not use it. I'm going to pop it back into this clear plastic bag just so I know where it is. Okay, so to this side, I have got ready my ring. So this is a closed kind of giant jump ring or frame, and it is 2.5 centimeters in diameter. Just for a comparison, you could make your own out of some wire, absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be a closed one. You can use an open one as long as you close it together really nicely. I have got a standard jump ring. I don't know the size of that. It's probably about 3.5 or 4mm in a diameter, but it's just the jump ring that joins onto here. So just make sure you use the same size on each earring. And I've got my ear wires. So I've got 2. One of them I've already used, just a standard ear wire, or you could make your own. So to get started, I am going to sort of look at, you can make these in tandem, so you're making them all kind of the same length for each earring, but I've already obviously made this one, so we're going to look at this shortest one first. So I know that I'm going to need a knot in the very end, and we're just going to tie the simplest of knots. It's just literally a knot, but I do want that knot, so it's just literally make a loop and pop the tail through, and I do want the knot right at the very end, just so I'm not wasting any of my thread. So if I just hold on to the end there and then just push that knot right up to my fingers, I can get a knot very close to the end, like so. Now if you want to just make sure that's nice and tight, you can grab it and give it a bit of a pull as well. We are going to finish the ends off. You can either cut it short and dab a little bit of glue, or I will be using my thread zapper, which is a tool that cuts thread, and it gets, you'll see it there, it gets like hot. You can see it's just glowing red there, and you can finish your ends, but we'll finish the ends all together at the end. I'm going to push a bead all the way down, and then what is going to happen, I'm going to tie a knot. Now if you've ever tied a knot right up to a bead before, it can be a bit tricky to get it really quite close. So what I'm going to use is it's either a knotting awl, or this is a kind of pokey tool or something like that. But even like a T-pin, just a nice strong pin, not like the really flexible ones. A nice strong pin will do the job too. So I'm going to tie my knot, and before I get it to a small knot which is close to, we can kind of just try and push it up. But I find if you've got a knotting awl, which is very similar, and if you've got a surface that you can kind of stab into, this surface isn't the best. I would normally use my macrame board, but it's what I've got at the moment. You can kind of pull it down and make it go really close to the actual bead. And once you've got it to that stage, if you pop your fingernails quite close and keep pushing up to the bead and just slowly draw that out, you will get your knot really super close to the bead next to it. And then just to tighten that up a little bit further, I'm just going to pop a pair of pliers in and just give it a little bit of a pull. Now I know that is not going to go anywhere now, and my beads are nicely secure in there. There's no movement or anything. It's just knotted either side of it, nice and secure. And that's the same way that I knotted for the necklace too, but you'll see that in the other video. So I want to get my piece of cord approximately the same. Like I said, if you were just making a pair just straight off, you can make these the same by just kind of looking and seeing what's going on. So I know I need to bring this down, bring this back up. I've got a little bit of a loop that's going to go on in the middle there. So, and I know I want my next bead to be around about here. So I'm just going to pick that up, and then I want to try and get a knot in there approximately at the right length. So just before I tighten that up too much, is that going to sit right? I think it needs to come a little bit further down, so I'm just going to pull it down a little bit, and I think that will be around about right. So I'm just going to give that a pull, and I've tied my knot in place. I know I'm going to do my little half hitch knot that's going to go through there, and my next bead is just going to come down, and if I push that bead up to the knots, that's going to make sure that it's nicely in place. And again, I'm going to tie a knot. So at this point, because everything's still connected, you will need to pull the length through, pull that down, and again we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pop our knotting awl into that loop, and then just pull it a little bit tighter at a time until it's really nice and close. And I tend to use my fingernail just to push everything nice and close, and then if you want to, you can pick it up. You can just wrap this around your fingers, create a bit of tension and push that up. There's lots and lots of ways to knot. When I'm pearl knotting, I do things slightly differently, but this is a little bit more of a casual knot. So, you know, it's a nice chunky bead, and we're going to just push that all the way up. So pushing that knot down again. So I know I've got 2 beads on, so that is the point where I know I can cut off. So either some scissors, these are thread cutting pliers, so, and I would just want to cut it quite nice and short. Now if you're just adding a little bit of glue, you would probably cut that a little bit shorter and add a bit of glue. The other thing you can do is a little bit of clear nail varnish. This is a thread zapper, and what I do is I just push that up. You can see it's getting nice and hot there, and then I will just very slowly melt this end down. There we go. So that's melted down. Make sure you don't touch it too soon because it will be hot. And then I can come to this side. That's too much to be melting. It's just going to create lots of smoke. So we'll just cut that down a little bit, and again, just melt down that little bit. And once you know it's not too hot, you can just tap it, make sure it's in a nice little ball at the end. And there we go, we've got our first piece ready. So what we need to do to add these is we get a little loop, we pull that through, so we've got our ring on our hoop, and then we pop through that loop our beads. And they don't have to be at the exact same length, they can be slightly different to each other, like so, as long as we're happy where they're going to sit. Now in comparison to this one, they are going to sit around about the right height, so I'm good with that. So that's all you're going to do. So you can, because I've already done this, you'll be doing yours separately. What I would do is I would do another one this length, pop it at this side, and then another 2 for the other side, and do it sort of in tandem. So now I've got this one in, I'm going to try and do the same kind of length and do this one here, and it's the same process again, and just slightly getting longer each time. Now it's up to you how many of these you pop on. Do try to make sure you loop it through the same direction each time, otherwise you'll get these little knots sort of higgledy-piggledy, because one side looks different to the other. And you're just going to work your way across. Now I ended up doing, there's 2 at this length, 2 at the next length, 2 at the next length, and then just 1 very slightly longer. So I've got 7 of those on each earring, and therefore that's why I've threaded on 20, not 20, I threaded on 14 beads. So if you're doing both at once, thread on 28 straight away and you can get them all done. So I'm just going to finish putting all these on. You don't need to watch that again and again, it's the exact same thing, but I'll be getting them longer each time and then shorter towards the other side. So I will join you back in a few seconds when I've finished putting all these in, and we'll just finish off our earring. So I'm quite happy with that. Some of them are a little bit longer or a bit shorter, it doesn't matter because they're going to be on each side of your head anyway. So, and I like the kind of organic nature of them, that they're a bit different. So what we need to do now, just to finish off, is open up this single jump ring. So this is an openable one, so just nice non-dominant hand, holding it straight down from the cut is at the top. These are saw cut gemstones, and opening that up, and then I'm just going to pop my earring wire on and then straight onto the frame. Now it's up to you whether you want to get them to sit in the same direction as in where the knots are, but once you've popped that on you can find that out for yourself. So we have now got, they are actually sitting opposite, so that's good. So we've got the right side outwards, well, whichever side you want them to be. So that is your earrings, your gorgeous tassel kind of boho zen type earrings all done and ready to wear. I will just do another quick video of how to finish off the necklace, which goes with this, so you've had a little bit of that in here, and I will see you soon. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a lovely little comment below if you want to, and don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell, select all, and you will not miss any of your videos. If you are wondering what the little sound is behind me, that is one of my dogs. That is Honey, and she is waiting for her tea. It is an hour to go until her tea time, so I promise she will be fed, but at the correct time. She's just very, very eager. She's a Cocker Spaniel. They're just constantly hungry. Right, I will see you soon.